Hello and welcome back to RaceRoom for a special bonus video and something a bit different today. If you follow Ben over at Broca Sim Racing, you'll have seen his video where he came up with the idea of doing a leaderboard challenge at Bathurst in the FR X17 car, which is RaceRoom's equivalent of a Formula 1 car. It's a crazy combination and it's a recipe for disaster as well, but inspired by Ben's attempt, I really wanted to give this a try myself, so this is how we got on. Now, if I call up the leaderboard, you'll see that Ben posted a really impressive time of 1 minute 34.1. That's given him 10th place on the leaderboard, so I've really got my work cut out if I'm going to get anywhere near that time. And if you don't already follow Ben, I'd really recommend it. He posts loads of great videos, not just races, but really helpful tips and advice too, which as a newbie myself, I've found really useful. So I'll post a link to his channel in the description to this video. I'll also post a link to his video of the leaderboard challenge so you can see exactly how he managed to get this car around Bathurst in 1 minute 34. Anyway, on to the action, and this is my very first lap. Now, I decided to take exactly the same approach as Ben did in his video and use this first lap more as a sighting lap. I'm not going to be pushing any boundaries, I'm not going to be braking too late, I'm not going to be getting on the gas too early. I just want to coast my way around, get a feel for the car on the track, and then take it from there and try and build on it lap by lap. Thankfully, the Bathurst circuit is still fairly fresh in the memory. It was on the ranked schedule last week, so I did several races in the GT4 around here. So I know my way around the track. It's just a case of familiarising myself with the F1 car, or the FR X17 car as I perhaps should call it. As you can see, I'm not pushing it at all around here on this first lap. I'm just taking it easy, getting a feel for the car and its grip, and trying to get an idea of how hard I could push on faster laps. The car itself handles really well actually. There's a lot of downforce, so it does feel like there's a lot of grip. It's not as hard to manoeuvre around here as I was expecting it to be, but obviously the speed is incredible, particularly when you go flat out in 7th along here. As for the leaderboards, about 40 drivers have taken on this challenge when I logged in, and we've already seen from Ben's video what it takes to get into the top 10, but even to get into positions 30 to 40, you've got to be lapping in the very low 140s, so looking at lap times of 140, 141, and as we cross the line to finish our very first lap, we are way off, 151.8. But the main aim of that lap was purely to lay down a marker, and that's what we've done. We've got a target to chase, and with a little bit of pushing, so braking a bit later, getting on the gas a little bit earlier, we should be able to start shaving some seconds off that time. At least that's the theory, but when you're driving a car as powerful as this, disaster is always right around the corner. And there's my first one. Too late on the brakes, and whack the wall. Now in this leaderboard challenge mode, the damage model is switched off so you can carry on going, and as you can see, even with that contact we're going fast enough to still be going quicker than our previous lap. Without any more mistakes we might make an improvement, but again that's being a little bit optimistic as I try and get a bit too greedy around here too soon. And there we go. Overshoot the corner, clip the wall again, and this time we've invalidated the lap. And as you can see from the upcoming clips, that was pretty much how it went for the next few laps. Every time I tried to push, I just went a little bit too hard and ended up making contact with the wall. For me though, this is often how it goes when I try to learn a new track and car combination. Quite often I'll just push too hard, make several mistakes, and then have to rein myself back in slightly in order to find that sweet spot of getting the lines right without losing too much time. After 4 or 5 laps I made it up and down the mountain without any incidents, and as you can see it made a huge difference to my time. I'm now almost 8 seconds faster as I approach the last few corners, so barring a mistake on these last couple of turns I should make my first big indent into that time. As we approach the final corner, all eyes firmly on the clock as we cross the line. We're going to chop about 9 seconds off that first lap time, and we've done it in 1:42.9, so that's good enough for 39th on the leaderboard. So we've crept inside the top 40, but there's still an incredible amount of work to be done. Now all eyes are on the delta bar at the top left of the screen. As long as that stays green, we know we're making improvements. We had a good exit out of turn 1, and we carried really good speed through that corner, so everything's looking good at the moment. But this turn always causes me problems, and it's not long before I'm scraping that barrier again. As you can see, despite that, we're still in the green. So there's still a chance to salvage this lap and make some progress. Until I clip the curb on the inside, whack the wall even harder, and invalidate the lap. Fast forward a lap, and we've made it all the way around without any hijinks, so this is going to be a faster time. We're going to shave 3 seconds off it and cross the line in 1:39.6. So we're up to 34th on the leaderboard now, and we've crept under that 1:40 marker. Couple of laps later, and we did another clean lap, again a little bit quicker, so we're 2 seconds up at this point, approaching that last chicane. Ran a little bit wide there, but we're still 2.2 seconds clear now, so this is going to be further improvement, providing we get around the last turn okay, which we have done. So our latest time is going to be 1:37.4, and now we're up to 21st, so we've made a huge jump there. For the next few laps I couldn't get anywhere close to that time, so I was on the verge of calling it quits and settling for 21st, but then I managed to put one more lap in that was clean and a little bit quicker again. So this is my best lap of the session, and we'll watch it in its entirety. And exit out of turn 1 is key here. You've really got to get on the gas early to carry the speed down this long straight and get your lap off to the best possible start. I've managed to do it here, and we're in the green already. And again, the big test for me is this next corner coming up, because I've made so many mistakes here, so I'm probably a bit slower than I could be here, just because I'm being careful, shifting down a little bit early without wanting to get on the brakes too hard and losing the rear. But we've made it through there. We're 0.7 of a second faster already, up to 0.8 of a second faster now. So flat out around here, if you get your line right, you can be flat out in 7th without easing off the gas. It's difficult because the car wants to run wide. Here's another section where I'll probably lose a bit of time, because again I'm still being a bit cautious to control the car. It's difficult, you don't want to clip a wall. And then this corner is very slow. I've struggled with that in the GT4s in the races last week, and I'm struggling even more in this fast car. Much like turn 1, you really got to get your exit speed spot on, because there's such a long straight after it. Any loss in speed coming out of it is going to cost you big time, and I think I can probably gain at least a second a lap if I work on my line through those 2 corners alone. That'll be for another day though. For now, we're just about to come across the line. As you can see, we've lost a little bit of time from earlier in the lap. We were at 0.8 of a second up, now it's down to about 0.6. Got a fairly decent exit out of that last turn, and our final time is a 1:36.8. Now that only lifted me up 1 position, so I ended the session in 20th, and as you can see, I'm still a good couple of seconds off Ben's time and the top 10. So what I thought I'd do was have another lap trying to follow Ben's ghost to see if I could improve any further. Now you can do this with any driver who's completed the challenge. Just go to the leaderboard and click the challenge button next to their name. That'll call up their ghost, and as you can see, there's Ben's, and we'll see what we can do to follow it, and hopefully he can drag us along and help us improve the time again. Straight away, I said it just a minute ago about turn 1 exit speed, and Ben's obviously got that nailed much better than me, because straight away his ghost is a good few tenths faster than me, and that's all down to that turn 1 speed. He drifts a little wide there, almost clips the wall, and I might gain a little bit of time, but then straight away I'll give that time back because I'm so cautious around here. By now Ben's the best part of 1 second ahead of me, I'd guess. And we're both going flat out through here, so there's no chance of making up any time. And again, because I'm a little bit more cautious here, the chances of making up time are few and far between, and I'm certainly going to lose another second when we get to this turn to exit the mountain, just because I'm so cautious and I can't get the line right. As you can see, Ben's ghost is now off into the distance. flat out down here, but by now the damage is done. Ben's lapped a couple of seconds quicker, and that's where he's made his time. But having said that, he has still managed to pull me along, and I'm certainly going to post a better time here. It would have been even better still if I'd got that chicane right, but as you saw there, I just clipped the curb, and I was 0.7 faster, but that went down to 0.5 after that slight error in the chicane. But yeah, we're going to be half a second quicker again thanks to Ben's Ghost, and our very final time is 1:36.6. Unfortunately not good enough to make any further gains up the leaderboard, so there we are. Pride of placing 20th, and thanks to Ben for suggesting the challenge, but yeah, his top 10 position is safe for now. I didn't get anywhere near it. And if any of you guys want to take part in the challenge, I'd really recommend it. It's great fun and it makes a nice change from online racing. Of course, you can chase my Ghost, you can chase Ben's Ghost, or you can just try a few laps yourself and see how you get on in the leaderboard. If you do have a go, I'd love to hear how you get on, so let me know in the comments. And if you make your own video of it, you can post a link to that too and we'll check it out. Like I said at the start of the video, give Broca Sim Racing a follow too. I've put the link to Ben's channel in my description, and for now I'll leave you with highlights of my fastest lap.